I'm Chris with Tennis Warehouse. I'm here with Yama and David from Team Mizuno, and we have the all new rackets from Mizuno, the Acrospeed and the Acrostrike. We've been hitting them a lot back at Tennis Warehouse, really enjoying the rackets. Yama, maybe tell us a little bit about the differences between the two rackets we have here.
Okay, so Acrospeed and Acrostrike. Acrospeed is a 100 square size, Acrostrike is a 98 square size, and then the beam is a little bit thicker. Acrospeed 26 millimeter. Then Acrostrike is a 23 millimeter. Then that is a thicker beam and then bigger surface size is a speed model. And the Acrostrike is a control model because a thinner beam and then smaller surface size.
Now I've hit primarily the speed. I've hit both rackets, but mostly I spent time with the speed, and it's got a really nice feel. It feels like the ball sits on the string bed, so you get what we call dwell time, good sensation of the ball staying on the string bed, and then a really nice launch out of the racket. Can you tell us what technologies you have that are helping that sensation?
Okay, so Acrospeed cross-section geometry is a little higher shape. Then higher arch is more deflection when impact the ball. Also recovery quickly. So that is energy frame technology. Also we have the dual spring, which is a lamination technology. So usually composite is laminated, and then each layer is like a rigid. But we insert a non-adhesion layer. So we divide the two layers. That affect more soft feeling and more recovery quickly.
It's almost like the inner and the outer frame are separated by a non-adhesion layer, so they can slide just a little bit relative to each other. So that's what gives you the better feel and better or longer dwell time.
And David, there's a Grommet technology here as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the Grommet technology is basically how we're able to generate more spin. And if you look just inside the frame here, it says ABG. And what that means is that alternating on the grommet here, you have larger and smaller holes. So then when the racket deforms the strings, you have 3 strings that are raised up more because they have the larger grommet hole, while the other 3 are down a little bit, so it can bite into the ball a little better.
Nice. And then this racket's more of the power racket. Can you describe what player type you would think best suits the Acrospeed?
I mean, it's really an all-court racket, but I would say that if I had to pick one strength of it, is just driving the ball from the baseline. Because of the wider frame, you're going to get a little more pop out of it, but a surprising amount of control as well for this category of racket.
And Yama, let's talk about the Acrospeed. Are there any different technologies in this racket compared, the Acrostrike, sorry, compared to the Speed?
Yeah, Grommet technology. So Acrospeed has ABG, rectangle hole shape and then round shape combination. But this Acrostrike has a 4-way pocket, which is we have the 4 pocket at each directions, so kind of X shape. So when impact the ball, the whole Grommet hole shape leads the string to move snapback direction. So that effect more easy to take spin.
Yeah, I really like the spin. Actually, I get out of both rackets. This one has I feel like a slightly crisper, more controlled feel to it. Is there any difference in the build of the frame that enhances that?
Grommet material is defined. So Acrostrike is used special nylon, which are made by the Toray Japanese material company. So that special nylon affect a lot of the vibration absorbed. So that feeling is much softer.
And then what player type would you say the Acrostrike is best suited to?
We think the elite player, because control type, so player want to track the targeted locations. And then square size is a little smaller. Also beam is a thinner, so we need more power, so player can control by themselves.
And I think the Acrostrike has a really interesting development story as well, where we engaged with you and your testers and got the feedback and actually made some really meaningful changes towards the end of the development cycle.
Yeah, thanks. It was a really fun play test, and it was fun for us to hit the rackets and see, and then get the next version and feel the the performance enhancing on the court. We're big fans of both. Like I said, I'm more of that Acrospeed player, but I know Michelle and some of the other play testers really like the Acrostrike as well. And we're actually going to check in with Jason and Michelle. We've got them both out here. We're going to hit the rackets and do a little comparison between the two. Okay, we're checking in with Michelle and Jay now. Michelle, you hit both rackets again. I know you've hit them a lot, but side to side with the Trackman. The Mizuno team set that up for us. First, tell us your impressions and then what you gained from the data.
So I've hit a lot with this Acrospeed, but not so much with the Acrostrike, and I was really excited to hit it more today. But I love the Acrospeed. Today just confirmed this is my favorite of the two. I am still gushing over it. And then we looked at the Trackman data. I have faster balls with the Acrospeed. Was I getting more spin with this one?
You were hitting heavy with both.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just struggling to keep up.
So just for me, the sweet spot is so large. It's so forgiving. It feels like I'm hitting a grapefruit. I said that before, and I love that about this racket. So I really appreciate the 98 square inch Acrostrike, but the Acrospeed, I'm gonna fight you guys in the office for this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jay, let's check in with you.
Yeah, I have hit both pretty evenly, and I really like both, and for different reasons. And it was really cool to see with the Trackman data. It was kind of confirming what I thought. With the Acrostrike, I'm getting more ball shape. I'm getting more spin with this one, which I like, and a little bit more feel. But with the Acrospeed, I get more pure power, and it has a plusher feel. And like Michelle said, great large sweet spot. So really like both. I think I have to test both to see which one I like more, but it's a good problem to have.
It is. I, like Michelle, usually go with Acrospeed. I've been hitting that one a lot, really enjoyed it, but today I just played better with the Acrostrike. So there you go, maybe it's a better windy day racket for me. It was a little challenging out here today. This one is such a crisp, clean feel from the Acrostrike. I felt very connected, and I've been working on the new forehand, and it was working really well with this racket. And then on my flatter backhand too, I found the control of the 98 to really help me dial in. But I do love easy power every day, and so you get that with Acrospeed, and it made it super fun to hit day in, day out. That's probably the racket I'm going to trend towards, but I do like the spin and the crisp feel here. So there you go. No wrong choice.
Nope.
I think is the agreement here. That's all we got for this one. Be sure to check out more on the Mizuno rackets at tenniswarehouse.com.
No right choice, no wrong choice.
No right answers.
They're both perfect.